Nearly finished this beer. I'll not make the same joke as I made last week. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, guys. It is Thursday, but happy Homebrew Wednesday all the same. Just finished videoing an introduction to a Green to Glass video, which will be out to you in the next week or so. No, it won't. That's a lie. It'll be out to you hopefully within 2 to 3 weeks. It's very simple beer that I'm making, and hopefully it doesn't have to take too long to condition before I can get into a glass and get into my belly. I wasn't going to do an HBW this week, but then I had a moment of inspiration. So the beer I was drinking earlier, it kicked, and then I went to have another beer from the other keg. It was empty already, which I didn't realise. So I put this on, which is my Rusty Pale, which is the Kinniger Rust Bucket Clone Stroke Tribute. Go watch the video. So my setup for kegs is currently 2 small chest freezers side by side, and they are sitting in a small shed out the side of my house, and the lines come into the house, into the kitchen and into the bar. Oh, excuse me. So I bought them when I lived in a flat. I now live in a big house. My situation has changed somewhat, and so I have 4 kegs. Just trying to recap this, I have 4 kegs that I use for beer and 1 keg that is useless for beer because it leaks. Off those 4 kegs, 3 of them fit in one of the freezers and 1 of them fits in the other freezer. One at a time in each, if that makes sense. So I've got 1 keg that only fits. No, 1 keg is the only one that fits in that freezer. Wonder does that keg fit in the other freezer too? But anyway, and then the other 3 fit in that freezer. They don't fit in that freezer. So I have been keeping an eye out for a wee while for a big keg, big freezer that a lot of you guys transform into kegerators. I'm going to do something with that, so that I can make more beer at once, have it all in the keg room. I'm going to call it a keg room. Have it all in the keg room at the right temperature, so that it conditions at the temperature it's going to be poured at. So I have been looking at Gumtree. I've been sort of in and out of Gumtree over the last couple of months, since just before Christmas. There's not a lot going in my area. And then I had a moment of inspiration. Why am I really looking at second hand? You know, I'm saving a bit of money, yes, but I've waited a couple of months and I haven't found what I'm looking for. You're very strong with that. Bono probably already has. So why not just buy new? I can buy from Curry's or Argos and get like interest-free credit for a couple of months. Do it that way. So I think that's what I'm going to do going forward. So that might be my sort of springtime project. And then that opens up a world then where I can have more kegs on. I've only got 2 taps in the bar at the moment. I could up that to 3, 4 more, because that rhymes. So yeah. So then I was thinking, well, what are my plans brewing wise? I said last week, you know, 1 beer a month is sort of the goal. I have 3 recipe packs. So there's a stout which is bottle conditioning at the moment. A couple of you guys are going to get a bottle of this shortly in the next week or so. I have gritty, which I'm doing tomorrow, and I have a triple, which I'll do hopefully next week sometime. And then after that, I have a blank canvas for the rest of the year. So I decided to look back onto 2020. Shut up. I know we're not supposed to talk. Look, I know. We don't talk about it, right? Okay. I had a look back at my recipe list, and I was thinking, well, what would I brew again? So top of the list there, Together IPA. If you remember that, this time last year, actually, maybe April last year, Together IPA was a collaboration between a number of breweries worldwide. We thought that the bars were only going to be closed for month, couple of months maximum. How naive were we? And we all got together. Commercial breweries done it. The money went to helping hospitality people. Homebrewers did it, and I did it. And it was the beer that was the light bulb watershed moment for me, where I went, actually, I'm not a terrible brewer. I really, really enjoyed it. Then I clicked into the recipe and sort of looked at it and thought, well, I'm not going to say it was perfect, but it was very, very good, and I wouldn't change an awful lot about it. You've got Columbus, Mosaic, Cascade, and Citra and Simcoe. Quite a hot bill there. So I'm not going to change anything from it. I'm not going to learn anything from it. So I'm not going to do it again. So then I scrolled down. There's a few from sort of the tail end of last year. Dream Lover there, which kicked tonight. Beery Beer. And then I came to Jacko's Full Ulster, which, if you remember, was it was a clone or a tribute of Altogether. No, it was a clone of 8 Degrees brewing here in Ireland. They're full Irish, and I call mine Full Ulster. If you remember, some might say it was a mistake, or that I'd done something stupid. My revision history would suggest that I meant it all along, but you'll remember that I dialed the IBUs way up to over 100, I think it was 120 something maybe. It was wow. But the 8 Degrees version was 66 IBUs, so it wasn't really a clone. It was a cousin at best. So I've dialed back. I put it in the Brewfather and dialed back the bitterness down to 66. I might give it another go. However, I was looking at it earlier. Mine's came in at 7.4%, and 8 Degrees is 6. So I might have to dial back the grains a bit as well. So that's one I definitely want to do again, because I really, really enjoyed it anyway. And I do like that beer, the commercial version of it. So that's on the list. Then we went down for Ulster. Raspberry Milkshake IPA, which I got the recipe from Baldy Homebrew. Hasn't done a video in a while. What are you doing? What are you up to? And I really liked it, so I'll do it again. Might change the fruit up a bit. What I'm definitely going to do in that one is ramp up the lactose, get a bit more mouthfeel in that. Yeah, so that's 2 possibilities for, I have to get nice beers on for the summer. And when I think of summer, there's nothing that says summer more than a beer that is called on Brewfather Tropical Fruit Juice, which I designed. Can't remember when I done that. It was sort of the tail end of last summer. It's a single malt. I used Maris Otter last year. I'm going to change that this year. I watched a couple of videos where guys have brewed using a different malt, and I really like the colour that's come up with it. So I'm going to change. Stay tuned for that. That might actually be, I might do that in April, so it's ready for the end of May, start of June, which is relevant. Watch this space. But yeah, tropical juice, Centennial for bittering, and then Brew 1 Sabro. If you haven't made a beer with Brew 1 and Sabro, make a beer with Brew 1 and Sabro, because it's a combination that goes together like, I don't know, something nice and something really nice. So yeah, I had a bit of problem with it towards the end of the keg. It oxidized slightly, so the colour was off, the flavour was fine. It didn't stay around long enough to get fully oxidized because it was so good. Humble opinion, obviously. So I might change the grain, but I'm definitely going to use a different malt. I might add a bit in there to try and help with the oxidation. I also know that I didn't transfer it from the fermenter into the keg properly, so that introduced a bit of oxygen, which I can take away. So yeah, so there's, was that three from last year that I'm going to do. And then that leaves me with a canvas, a blank canvas to go forward. I'm not sure what I want to do, is the honest answer. A lot of guys are still cracking on with these New England IPAs. I'm a fan of drinking New England IPAs, but watching the videos and hearing people bitch and moan about them on the forums, it just seems like a lot of effort for something that, whilst the look of it and the mouthfeel of it is beyond me. I've not tried, but it's beyond me, okay. The actual flavour profiles are probably just not that far away from IPA. You know, you had IPAs way back in the day, and then craft, like punk, Club Tropicana, things like that, sort of the modern IPAs that then evolved into New England IPA. I think if you went back to that stage before, you're going to get very similar flavour profiles anyway, in my opinion. Just ramp up the hopping a wee bit. So I'm not doing that. What I think I will do this year is do a couple of wheat beers. I got really into wheat beers there, sort of just before Christmas and after Christmas. I got a few from Beer 52. So I think that's where I'm going to try and see what I can do with a wheat beer. So yeah, I'll try to keep this under 10 minutes. We're just about to hit 12. So I'll leave it at that. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit all of the buttons. I don't know. I'm not very good at self-promotion. Keep an eye out. There'll be a stout video coming up very soon. First tasting of it should be probably St. Patrick's Day. You'll not get a video of that because it's St. Patrick's Day. The next one up then will be gritty. You'll not see the triple grain to glass video. In fact, I don't even think I'm going to do one. I'm going to do grain to fermenter bucket, and then from fermenter bucket to glass. In fact, I probably won't even do from fermenter bucket to glass. I'll just do a tasting of that at some point in the future. I think that's all. I think that's me up to date then with my videos. So I'll just leave it at that. We're about to hit 13 minutes. Too long. I wanted this below 10 minutes. I failed you all. I'm really sorry. What can I say? 13 minutes.